It's week 3 of the 2025 season, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Broncos and the Chargers, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and now it's second down. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
To throw, here's Nix. That is caught. He's got the first down and then some. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go,
there is a hush indeed. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Deion Henley there on the tackle. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Nix. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Up the middle they go. It's Harvey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 2nd and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Line to the right, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
They had a chance there to really build a nice early lead, go up a couple of scores, but he doesn't hit that one quite right, and it winds up an empty possession.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
First carry for Najee Harris. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. On play action, here's Nix. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Harvey, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He's got his running back out of the backfield, and he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Two 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. The 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Here's Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
To throw is Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Harvey. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Off the play fake. Nix. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Nix to the air. To the sideline and incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Man, sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long, and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton, and just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. A good pickup there at 22.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Hampton. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Herbert. Toward the sideline, intercepted. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. More from L.A. in a moment. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Nix. To the right side and intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect first half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything, we've had our troubles on our own right, we still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
For the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. And he stopped immediately there. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Working out of the gun is Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And after that play, we've got an injury, and it appears to be to Cortland Sutton. More from L.A. in a moment. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is third down and 12. Back to throw. Nix. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their third drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Davis now to return it. 31 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a first down pickup of 8. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Play action. It's Herbert. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4. The Chargers at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, Hampton. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Nothing doing on second and third down after that 9-yard gain on first.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on fourth. Oh, look at this play call. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Now the gadget play here on fourth down winds up backfiring. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on fourth down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Nix from the shotgun. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Looking to throw. Nix. Looking left sideline. And it's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 23 yards on the play.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Up the middle they go. It's Harvey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
They'll run on 1st down. Harvey. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. 2nd down and 4. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Now they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 1.
Back to throw here, Herbert. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Out of the gun, Herbert. Throw out wide is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Taken in at the 22. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Denver's offense now set to go. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Back to throw. Nix. This one complete. It's Devon Vele. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. to throw. Here's Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the past, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys are excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Franklin. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Back to the air with Nix. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Yeah, the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Now it's Nix. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Back to throw again. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea. They were trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this will stay a 1-score game as the lead will hold at 6.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in week 3 of the new year. We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover, where you see the final score there. Marcus Mariota, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in the victory. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team
going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
It's the gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Now a deep one for Johnston. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
They'll try the left side. Hampton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, it's Hampton. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Here's Herbert. Touchdown! McConkey, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers are an extra point away now from moving out in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
How many times in the course of a game do you talk about momentum plays? And I think we just saw one there.
Absolutely.
Just scored, right?
Just took the lead.
Just took the lead, went downfield, got the ball free again and picked it up. They got a chance to really get the momentum on their side now.
And now they'll try to pile on. And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be. Up the middle they go. Hampton. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Harvey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the 1st. Throwing Nix. Quickly into the hands of Mims. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. It's Harvey. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 39. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. They'll run on 1st down. Harvey, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Harvey. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st. Just a gain of 1 there. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Finds his tight end Ingram. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Evan Ingram, 39 yards. And the Broncos have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. So we're happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Herbert now. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. First target, first catch, and a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton to the 43, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
An option handoff given to Harris. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
At the Broncos' 40-yard line.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Pass out left finds Johnston. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Herbert. Open man here is Conklin. And the Chargers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized.
Of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
Ball start, offense.
And they'll try again here, first and goal after the false start. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you...
Touchdown, Chargers! Lamb McConkey, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and that will make this a 4-point game. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Nix. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Up the middle they go. It's Harvey. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Harvey, and he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. The slot man in motion right. A fake on the jet sweep and a give to Dobbins. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. From the 20, here's 2nd and a couple. Nix to the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. To throw is Nix. Over the middle, complete. It's Franklin. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 4, this is second down and 1. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. J.K. Dobbins. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken a fourth quarter lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
Lutz with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. L.A. readies for its next possession. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. They'll start on the ground here on first down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Harvey. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. On third down, it's Harvey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. So possession goes over here on the punt. Herbert and the Chargers down 27-24, 2:25 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now it's Herbert. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's 1st and 10. Herbert to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Herbert. His throw incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Herbert going to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. The ball on the 16 for 2nd and 10. Herbert. Got a man and he hits him in stride. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Now Herbert. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the spike comes with 9 seconds left to go. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take the knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So 4 quarters couldn't settle a winner, and now the Chargers going to get the first opportunity here in OT as the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Hampton. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. 72 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is nearly intercepted. Oh, that would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, it's just 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it, right?
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting? We did the important part. We kept them off the board, kept us in the ball game. Find a way to maneuver it downfield, at least get into field goal range, and get us a win.
Oh, some strong running. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Backed up deep in their own territory. They were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some breathing room. Obviously, that helps them on offense, but it may help their defense, too. Might be necessary here in OT.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Nix from the shotgun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 42. Up the middle they go. It's Harvey, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for Denver, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Southern California.